Hello guys, in the left is the model that I created in Product Design, and if I try to fillet these edges, and the best result I got is, let's try to fillet this one. Chew is working, but you can say the result is not what I want. First, it's not symmetry, and second one is the geometry of the fillet is very bad. And I can just let's see, I double click on this one, and if I want to 3, it's also working. And if I go to 5, it failed. All right, so and in the right is the manual fillet with the radius is 6 using surface. So in this tutorial, I will show you how to doing this. So you can create in Pratt or Pratt Design Workbench is the same. So in this tutorial, I will show you in the Pratt Design. I click on the Pratt Design and I go to the task and creating a new body and a new sketch in the X and Y plane. And I create a center rectangle, start from the center. And I set the distance of this line and the length of this line 100. Okay, now I create a circle right in the center. And I select in the circle and this line, and I hit T for tangent. Now I close. Okay, now I want to extrude the base go down, so I control selecting these 4 edges. And I go to path over here. I click on the path or path up here, path, and I click on the reverse to path this one down. So we try 20, and I drop this one down and I show the sketch. I select in the circle and I go to path, also 20. Okay. All right, so I am now in the Product Design Workbench. So to create manual fillet, I first creating a clone and again downgrade this one to multiple faces. I go to the Draw Workbench and turn off the grid. I click on the body and created a new clone. And I hide the body and collapse this one. I click on the clone and go to the downgrade. Or you can use the hotkey D and N. And we have many faces. I want to work with this face, this face, this face, this face, and this face. So I select all of these faces on top, also this face, and I click on upgrade, or the hotkey U and P, and I creating a new group, and I add everything inside the group. Okay. Now I drop the group down and hide these faces on top. Now I want to create a fillet with the radius is 6. So again, I will go to creating a sweep with a circle in here, and I will sweep along this edge and also this edge. And also the same circle, I will sweep around this curve over here. And the result, and later I will do in some cut. So I will have a cut like this, a cut like this, and also something like this. I will remove all of these face in the middle. And I will using plane curve and slowly filling the gap in between. So I go to the product workbench and I will control selecting this edge and then this point and creating a new sketch and choose normal to edge and I click OK. And I creating a circle with the diameter 12. Okay. I click close. I go to the sweep. I click on the sweep and I double click on this sketch. And I click on the sweep part and control selecting these two lines. And I hit done, create solid. So for some simple sweep, you can check or uncheck the frame net. The result is the same. And I click OK. Now I have a cylinder. I select in the sweep and go to the mirror. I want to mirror it in the YZ plane. And I click OK. Now I have another one. I drop the sweep down and select these two and hide. Now I go to the sweep again, go to the sweep, and also double click on the sketch 001 and click on the sweep part and control selecting these two lines and hit done, create solid. And also this one, check or uncheck the same. I click OK. Now I control selecting this one and then this one and I go to cut. Alright, so this is how it looks. And then I will show the mirror and the sweep. And again, control selecting this one and cut. This one and this one, cut. Okay. And I also hide this circle. The next step is I want to creating a plane curve, connect from this line to this line, and I will sweep along this edge over here to have this surface first. So I go to the surface workbench, and I control selecting this edge first and this edge later, and I click on the plane curve. And I click on the plane curve in here and I go down to the data. And the first step is I zero out the start side and the end side. Turn this one into a straight line, too easy to see what's going on in the scene. And you can see this plane curve over here have the wrong position. I want to bring this one from this point to this point. So because I select this edge first, so I will go to the start parameter, and instead of 0, I will go to 1, and I increase the start size to 1, and the end size also 1. Okay, now you can see the plane curve working fine. Now I go to the product workbench and go to the sweep, and then I double click on the plane curve for the profile, and I click on the sweep part and selecting this line and hit done and OK. Okay. The next step is I want to split. I will split this one to have this edge from here to here, and when I have this short edge, I will use the plane surface to blend between this surface to this surface, like this. And when I have this blend surface, I will use the ISO curve to split this one in half. And the trim face to remove the surface down below. So in order to have this short edge, I will create in a sketch in the top view, and I will reference this line, and I view the section, a reference again, and I will create in a line like this, and make sure this line have the vertical constraint on it. I click on this point and this point, and I hit C to snap it together and make this line longer a little bit, and I close. You can see I have this line like this. Now I select in this sketch and I go to extrude. Let's try 10 for that, and I click OK. You can see 10 will go inside the surface. So when I split, I will have this line in here, so I don't want that. So I will click on the extrude and I go down to the data, and the length forward, instead of 10, I will put this one to 6. Because the radius of the fillet is 6, so I know that the distance from here to here, the distance from here to here is 6. Okay. Now I control selecting this one and then this one, and I go to the part, split, and then slide to compound. And if I move my mouse over here, you will see I will have this edge. And we're ready to use the blend surface in this case. So I will go to the curve workbench, and I control selecting this face and then this edge. Okay, make sure you selecting this edge, and then this face and this edge, and blend surface. I click on the blend surface, and you can see I have a good G2 continuity blending surface in between in default. So you can click on the blend surface and you can choose between, you can increase this one to G3 if you like, but I think G2 is okay. So I will go with the G2. Okay. The next step is I want to remove the surface. I will split this one in half and remove the bottom. So to do that, very simple. I just simply click on the surface and I go to the ISO curve. I click on the ISO curve, and in here the data inside the ISO curve in default is the number of the U is 5 lines. So I zero out the U, and you can see I have 5 lines in default in here. And the number of V, I will set this one to 1, and we just get a simple curve in the middle. Now I will use the trim face to remove the surface below. So I go to the right view. Make sure you are in the right view, okay? You click on the right in the cube up here, okay? You have to be exactly in the right view. And you can just select in the curve and the surface you want to keep. So I click on top and I click on the trim face. And then I have the surface, as you can see. Now you can see in order to fill the surface in between, we need to mirror this face to the other side, and also this face to the other side. But if I move my mouse over here, you can see currently I have a long edge like this, but I just want a short edge. I just want a short edge from here to here. Okay. In order to get the short edge, I can just select in these two and I go to the product workbench and click on the fusion and click yes. And if I move my mouse in here, I have the short edge. Alright, now I click on the fusion and I go to the mirror. I mirror this one in the S and Z plane and I click OK. Now I drop this one down and select these two and go to the mirror. Mirror in the YZ plane. Click OK. Now you can see. Now I drop this one down and drop this one down. I can draw selecting these four, which is these four surfaces, and this one, the slide, and I go to the union and I click OK. Now we're ready to fill the surface in between. Now I hit Shift B and select everything and hit spacebar to hide everything. I just want to show the fusion 001. Now we're ready to fill the surface in between. I go to the surface workbench and click on the filling tool and start filling. Okay, something like this. And I double click on each edge and I choose the face and G1. Okay, something like this, and I click OK. Now if I go to the front view, and you can see the surface, this is our new surface, but you can see the surface go out a little bit. It is a very smooth transition in here, but it's go up a little bit, and then it go down, and then it's smooth transition. I want this one to perfectly flat from top to the bottom. So I will need a line in the middle to control the surface. In order to create a line, I will first hide in the surface and I go to the curve workbench. In the curve workbench, I can draw selecting this point and then this point. And I go to the creating a new line. And then I will show the surface. I double click on the surface and I go to the edge constraints. And I click on the add edge and I click on this edge. Now you can see the surface is now flat from in this area. Now I click OK for that. Alright. Now I go to this side and start to fill this hole. Go to the surface and fill in again. And double click on each edge and choose the G1 for that. Okay. Alright. Now I will mirror this one to the other side. So I click on the surface and I go to the product workbench and click on the mirror. Mirror this one in the YZ plane. Click OK. You can see. Now I click on the surface 001 and I go to the mirror in the SZ plane. Okay. Now I will show one of these faces on top. Now I just simply control selecting this face. You can see this face is not what I want. So I selecting it and selecting this face also. And I will delete it. And I will go to the surface and just simply fill in this hole. I click OK. I go to here, fill in. And also fill in this area in here. Click OK. Now I hit Shift B and select everything, and I go to the curve workbench and parametric solid. Now I click on the solid and go to the view and deviation down to 0.01, and this is the final result. So thanks for watching and see you in the next video.